5 fractions to decimals. Now, just a quick refresher: when I have a fraction, in order to get a fraction into a division problem, okay, my numerator is my dividend, my divisor is my denominator is my divisor. So here's what it looks like: dividend divided by divisor. And then when I write it with the house, dividend divided by divisor with my quotient up top. And then as a fraction, my dividend's on top, my divisor's on bottom. So if you need to refer back to this when you're writing division problems, that's fine. So here's how we divide fractions. Okay, your numerator is your dividend, your denominator is your divisor, just like we went over. Okay. Next, after the dividend, you put a decimal point and 4 zeros. Why 4? Because after 4, you can tell it either comes out even, repeats, or you can tell it to be non-terminating, which means it goes on forever. And then last, see the division steps, and then you go on from there. So let's practice. Let's do one together. So I have 3/4. So 3 is my dividend. So 3 is going to go inside the box, or inside the house, and 4 is my divisor. Okay, now just remember, I said a decimal point and 4 zeros. Remember, Paul Abdul told me to take the decimal point, move it straight up. Now I divide. There are 0 groups of 4 and a 3. So in 30, it is 7. So 7 times 4 is 28. I subtract and I get 2. Bring down my 0. How many groups of 4 can I get out of 20? Well, then I get 5 groups. 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract, and it comes out even. Now, once I have a 0 here, I'm finished. I'm all done. I don't have to mess with these other zeros, so I can just draw a line through it. I don't need them. They're over and done with. So my answer, 3/4, is the same thing as 75/100. Now, go ahead and you try 3/8. 3/8. Give me a decimal for 3/8. So here's 3/8. So I have 3 divided by 8, decimal point, 4 zeros. Again, I didn't use this last 0, so I can just cross it off. My answer, 375 thousandths. So let's set this up. I have 2/3, so 3 is my divisor, and 2 is my dividend. Okay, I'm going to add how many zeros? That's right, 4. And I start my division after I move my decimal point straight up. That's 6. I can get 6 groups of 3 out of 20. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract. I get 2. Bring down my 0. Okay. How many groups of 6 can I get groups of 3 can I get out of 20? That's 6 groups of 3. 6 times 3 is 18. I subtract. I get 2. Bring down my 0. Anybody see this vicious cycle happening here? This pattern going on? Okay. Yes, and as you can see, I see a pattern occurring. Every time 6 times 3 is always going to give me 18. 20 minus 18 is always going to give me 2, and I'm always going to bring down my 0. So this is a repeating decimal. So 2/3, and here's how we officially write this. 2/3 equals 6/10 repeated, and that bar goes over the number that is repeated. Okay, the bar goes over just the number that is repeated. So why don't you try dividing 1/6 and see if you can get this repeating decimal correct. If you had decimal point 16 repeated, you are correct. Okay, so if we're looking at my division here, I can get 1 group of 6 out of 10, and then here's where the vicious pattern starts and continues on forever. 6 times 6 is always going to give me 36. 40 minus 36 is always going to give me 4, and I'm always going to bring down my 0. So again, that will go on forever. So you don't need to go on too much further, okay? Because we'll stop there. Again, these 4 zeros, they got me on the previous problems. Okay, I stopped. On these problems, I can tell that this is going to go on forever and ever and ever. So don't try to change this number. It's okay. Some decimals just repeat. So let's see what we have next. This is your bell work for tomorrow. So I want you to save this up for tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to have a repeating decimal and 2 decimals that end. So good luck, and may the force be with you. Get those practice problems taken care of.